Well, hello everyone. This is a bit of a different video. I sort of came to the conclusion that I really wanted to make this video in response to what is happening. And normally I do like lots of production, everything's like crazy, but this is just like hard cutting news. Like, let's just talk about it. So I'm sort of raw dogging it, and you know, my kitten Vela is crawling all over me. So this is how raw it's gonna be. I didn't comb my hair. Well, I guess I did put it up in a thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point being, this video is important to make. It is in response to what the heck is going on at Xbox. Okay, what are they thinking? So let me just get into this. Let me first say, I am so sorry to all the employees that lost their job. This is crazy. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Microsoft laying off as many as 9,000 employees, okay? And if you're watching this video, that's happened. They've done that. They went in and laid off so many people, okay? I want you to look at this. Phil Spencer said in a message to the team to position gaming for enduring success and allow us to focus on strategic growth areas. We will end or decrease work in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. Yeah, dude, tick off. What? What are you talking about? What corporate jargon is that? This is just absolute nonsense. Sounds like something a corporate head would say. Let's get into the hard cutting facts. The hard thing that makes me want to make a video on this. It specifically affected two things that I was looking forward to. One of those, Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark, the game that we saw last year, we saw footage of, is now officially canceled. It's gone. It's done. We're not getting it. We're not getting Perfect Dark. Any sort of revival of the series, that's probably not going to happen now. It got even deeper though. I don't have the tab pulled up, but allegedly the footage we saw last year was not even actual footage, and it was a completely pre-rendered demo. That was no gameplay. I don't know 100% if that's for sure a thing, but that's what I heard, which is absolutely insane. But the moral of the story is that footage looked pretty dope to me, okay? Regardless of what you think of Joanna Dark's new design here, that footage looked cool. The game looked fun. It looked like it had potential. It's sad. Now we'll never know, right? We'll never know. Unless someone swoops in and saves the project. But the whole studio, the initiative that they worked with Crystal Dynamics, who was making the game, to make happen, it's just gone. They shut down the studio. And I believe they said something like it was going to be the first, like, quadruple A studio. Yeah, good luck with that. They can't even make money from the games they already have. But, moving forward, guess what else? Everwild. Look at this. Everwild has been canceled. I'm not super shocked that this happened, because when was this announced? 2021? This was announced in 2021. We've seen barely anything about it. I got a brief glimpse of hope because last holiday, around Christmas time, they had a sort of like Christmas card thing that they were posting, and they were like, happy holidays from Rare or whatever, and it was all Everwild stuff, which was awesome. It gave me a spark of, oh, this game is still in development. This game is still happening. I was super stoked on it, okay? Listen, regardless of how you feel about the direction of Rare right now, I like Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is fun. Do I want them to sit on it for 7, 8, almost 10 years? No. No, I do not. I do not want them to just sit on that. I don't mind that it's being supported and they keep making stuff. But when that's your bread and butter and you just keep milking it over and over and over, we needed a new IP. Rare needed a new IP. Everwild was going to be a new IP. It was going to be awesome. Now we'll never know. I was saying awesome like it's a fact. Maybe it wouldn't, but at least they were working on something. At least they had something, and it looked interesting. It looked different. It sort of looked like Sea of Thieves crossed with Pokemon, and maybe there was some sort of open world aspect. I know there's been some videos and like speculation about what Everwild was, and I believe it was sort of like a Pal World type game, which is dope. I love Pal World. Pal World's great. Pokemon Legends, great. Something like that in that vein, in the Rare style, could have been epic. I'm just so sad that we're not getting this now. But what are you going to do? And now it gets worse. Like, if that wasn't bad enough, the news just gets worse. Freaking Greg Mails leaving the company, okay? Leaving Rare after this project. He was heading the project for Everwild. If you know Greg Mails, Banjo-Kazooie director. Big name at Rare. 35 years. Dunzo. Okay? Pretty bad. Pretty bad that you get a guy that's been working at the same company for 35 years to leave. They don't say, there's speculation of whether he was, fired or if he just left. But it appears that he just left. And I don't blame him if that's the case. If he got fired, I'm sorry, man. This sucks. You did not deserve that. It's just a really sad thing. And then it gets even a little bit more worse because another Rare heavy hitter that they write down here in the paragraph, Louise O'Connor, another Rare veteran, Conker's Bad Fur Day fame, voice of Barry, did all the animations in Conker's Bad Fur Day. She's worked on so many Rare projects, also left. It's a sad day. It's a sad day for Xbox. It's a sad day for gaming in general. It's not even just Xbox. It's the idea of these AAA studios. Like, Microsoft, what are you doing? Okay, Xbox, what are you doing? They're buying all these studios that have these amazing IPs, not doing anything with them. And then the second it's like we get this glimpse of, oh, they're doing something, where they're making something awesome, they shut it down or they cancel it. Okay? No wonder you're not making any money. And they're putting all their eggs in the basket of Game Pass. Listen, I like Game Pass. Game Pass is cool. I like the idea of getting new releases. They're games that I pay for the subscription. I get to play games that I maybe not normally would have bought, right? I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. That's on Game Pass. I'm going to give it a shot now. And maybe I'll really like it. And then I might be inclined to like buy the DLC or something, right? I know the model is not sustainable based on like everything I've seen. And maybe it is. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But it seems like it's not sustainable. And it seems like everybody in the industry is like, Game Pass is a mistake. Like, this is not sustainable. And if that's the case, that sucks. The idea of Game Pass itself, cool. Okay? But man, gosh freaking dang it. If you put all your eggs in one basket, it's just such a bummer. We lost a new Rare IP. We lost Perfect Dark, an existing IP that could have had a cool new release under a different company. Not even under Rare. It was under Crystal Dynamics and under the Initiative. It would have been sick. I don't know. And then this is just the icing on the cake to have Greg Mails and Louise O'Connor leave. It's just awful. And not to mention, there's so many other studios that were affected. 9,000 employees lost their job. Just, Xbox, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are we making games or are we not making games? Stop buying studios if you're not going to be making games with those studios. Stop sitting on IPs that could sell. There's fans for all these IPs, especially Rare. I'm one of them. I've got 14-something thousand subscribers at the time of this video. We all want a new Banjo game. There you go. That's like 14,000 something in sales right there. I don't think there's a single person that subscribes to me that doesn't want a new Banjo game. Okay? Even remakes of Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. You've been sitting on that IP since 2008 when Nuts and Bolts released. With the exception of maybe a few like here and there, like the Smash Bros representation. That was cool. The Sonic racing game. That was cool. It's like Banjo's more than that. You could easily make great games and sell them. Even remaking the first two. In the style of Crash. And Toys for Bob! Toys for Bob! They're freaking your company too! You're holding Crash and Spyro hostage as well! We got Banjo, Crash, Spyro all hostage! What are we doing here? I know there's a lot of stuff going on about Nintendo being maybe a little controversial in their game pricing or in the whole game keycard situation, but honestly, I'm Team Red. Listen, Nintendo makes quality games. We're getting a 3D Donkey Kong after years of not having a 3D Donkey Kong. Honestly, not even having Donkey Kong. At least we're getting a new Donkey Kong game and it's 3D. This is awesome. What a time to be alive for a fan of Donkey Kong games. But my gosh, we're getting Banjo, Crash, Spyro, Conquer, all those games under the Microsoft umbrella. Not to mention all the other games that I just love from Rare. It just feels like they're being held hostage. They're not doing anything with them. They're not. Stop sitting on your IPs. Xbox, what are you doing? Get your act together. This is ridiculous. My cats are like wrestling with each other right now, so I think it's probably a sign to end this video. Short, sweet, to the point, but Xbox, what are you doing? Stop.